Hi, I'm Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music. Welcome to my channel. Today in fingerboard geometry, we're going to continue with our caged bar chord studies. We're going to place the one chord of our key in the A form and see how the other chords correspond around it. First, we'll look at some fingerings and then we'll do some exercises. Here we go. I hope you enjoy it. All right, today we're going to use the A-shaped chord, movable bar chord, as our primary chord of the key. So for instance, if I'm in the key of D, the D chord would look like this, and this would be our primary chord of the key, the 1. And if I make this my 1 chord, I can situate the other chords in the key nearby and use the other caged shapes to do that. So there's 5 caged shapes, so I'm going to take advantage of those caged shapes in order to keep all the chords close in a cluster here. So this is my 1 chord D, and now if I walk up the scale, the next chord in the key is the 2 chord, and that is E minor. So I'm going to finger the E minor like this. Here's E, and here is the C form minor chord. Looks like that, so that is E minor. That's my 2 chord. And then I'm going to go to the 3 chord. The 3 chord in the key of D is F sharp minor. So this note is F sharp. I'm going to root this chord on the D string so it will be the D shape. The chord sounds like this. So that is an F sharp minor. And then I go to the 4 chord, that's G. So I'm going to use a D shape here. This is the D shape of a G chord. That's my 4 in the key. And then I'm on to the 5 of the key, and that's an A chord. Notice it's a good old E-shaped bar chord here. So that's A. And then finally I'm at the 6 chord, and the 6 chord is B minor. Now I'm giving you a couple of options on this chord. It uses the G form, and the G form is kind of weird. It doesn't finger well across 6 strings, so we're either going to use the lower portion or the higher portion. The lower part of the G form looks like this. So this, my pinky is on the root B, it's B minor. That's the lower part, or you could use the higher part. So now I'm barring across with my pinky and my index is on the D string. That could be the higher part if you want to use that optionally. So either voicing will work for the 6 chord. So those are the shapes. Now that we've looked at them in D, let's try transposing them to another key. All right, now let's try the same thing in the key of C. So 1 chord is C. I can play that in the A form at the 3rd fret. My 2 chord is a D minor. My 3 chord is an E minor. My 4 chord is an F. My 5 chord is a G. And my 6 chord is A minor. A couple ways to finger that. Lower version or higher version. So that is the fingering for the key of C. Now that we've looked at a couple of keys, let's go on to the exercises. So in the exercises, we're going to use a sample progression. This progression is 1, 6, 4, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5. This is pretty normal chord motion. It's common, and it also uses all the chords in our key. What we're going to do is take this progression and use the fingering that we've been talking about today in this video, and we're going to move that progression and that fingering chromatically up the fretboard. So we'll start out with the key of B flat at the 1st fret, and then we're going to end up actually somewhere up here in the key of F. We'll start running out of room then, so but we'll have a good stretch of chromatic keys moving up. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the first couple of keys, and then we'll get a look at the rest of the exercise. So here is the 1 chord B flat at the 1st fret. And then my 6th chord is G minor, like this. And my 4 chord is E flat. And my 5 chord is F. My 3 chord is D minor. My 6 chord is G again. I'm going to use the higher voicing. And then my 2 chord is C minor. And again to the 5 F. And I'm going to end on 1 again just to make it sound completed. Then we continue to move up. So I could do the same thing here in the key of B. So now for the key of B, up a half step. B's 1. G sharp minor is 6. 4 is E. 5 is F sharp. 3 is D sharp minor. 6 is G sharp minor again. I'm going to use the higher voicing. 2 is C sharp minor. And then the 5 again is F sharp. And then we'll just keep that moving chromatically up the fretboard. Let's get a look. That's it for caged bar chords with the one chord in the A form. I'm Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music, and I hope to see you back on my channel soon.